That could work. Something like that, you know? So, speaking of Team Bad, the EST, and all that stuff, guys, it is now time to switch it over from Bash in Berlin to NXT No Mercy. As we got five matches, 6 matches that will be going down. How many matches we got going down at this show? I'm losing track. 2, 4, 6. So we got 6 matches going down in No Mercy. So now let's take a moment and let's go over these. Let's preview these matches. And then we'll get to the chat again. Keep leaving your questions, your concerns, your comments. Continue to join me here. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. You guys are all the best. And remember, stick around because you may have a chance to win the MVP of the episode. So, let's get to these. But we got Kalani Jordan taking on Wendy Choo for the NXT North American Championship. We got a tag team match between Ridge Holland and Andre Chase at Chase University as they take on Axiom and Nathan Frazier. We got Tony D of the family taking on Obafemi for the North American Championship. We got Zachary Wentz taking on his old buddy of MSK, Wesley. We got Roxanne Perez taking on Jada Parker for the NXT Women's Championship. And then we got in the main event, most likely, it's Ethan Page, the NXT champion, as he takes on, say his name, and he appears, Do You Believe in Joe Hendry? So, guys, we got all those matches going down at NXT No Mercy. 6 matches and a lot to get to. So, let's start previewing these matches. And then, like I said, we'll get to the chat. We'll see how you guys are all feeling. And then we will let you guys go until 7 o'clock because we'll be back here to simulate all 5 matches that we just talked about at Bash in Berlin and 2 matches that are going to be going down at this pay-per-view, No Mercy. So, let me know, what do you guys think those 2 matches will be? So, let's talk about it. And let's talk about this tag team match first. As it's Axiom, and it's Nathan Frazier, and it is Andre Chase and Ridge Holland, the NXT Tag Team Champions. If you were to tell me a year ago that Ridge Holland would be an NXT, a Tag Team Champion with Chase U, I would have laughed at you. I would have bet you money. I would have lost a lot of money. And that's exactly where we're at. Ridge Holland left the Brawling Brutes. He had a little breakdown. And then he found himself at Chase U. So here we are. So, this match, obviously, I was very shocked when we first saw that they won the tag team titles because I did not believe that we were going to see that happen. And I thought maybe we would see something like that, like Axiom and Nathan keep them for a little bit longer. But they pulled the trigger on this. So, I think that this match very well could be on the pre-show. Maybe they add a match. We could see that be announced tonight. Remember, NXT starts at 7 o'clock. So, Axiom and Nathan Frazier, Chase U, they'll go out there, they'll do some crazy stuff like they always do. But in the end, and after the match is all said and done, I'm going to say that Chase U retains the titles. And I'm going to say Axiom and Nathan Frazier have a heel turn. And we see Nathan Frazier turn heel on Axiom. Listen, I'm having fun with these heel turns. It's just going to be a heel turn weekend. We're going to see a lot of people go from good people to bad people to good people. We're going to see all types of shenanigans. And if you don't like it, then I don't know why you wouldn't want to see that. I love shenanigans and heel turns. They're so much fun. So, let's say Chase U walks out, you tag team champions. Now, let's talk about another championship match, and it is for the NXT North American champion. It's Tony D and the family, and they are taking on Obafemi, the North American champion. And we've talked a lot about Obafemi on this channel. I've talked about it on other people's podcasts. I've talked about it on people that I've just talked to in general. And I really love Obafemi. And I think he's just going to continue his rise into the NXT division. And I think by the end of the year, he's competing for that world title. So, Obafemi, Tony D'Angelo. Tony D going to have the help from Vinci and Stacks. Adriana will be out there too. So we'll have to see what happens with all of that. But I think Obafemi will be fine. They're going to put on a good match. It's going to be a good showing for both guys. But in the end, Obafemi will get the win. He'll pick up the dub, and he'll have himself a good time walking out still your North American champion. Now let's talk about another championship match, as it's for the women, and it's that North American champion for the women, as we have Kelani Jordan taking on the new Wendy Choo. Okay, so can somebody explain to me what Wendy Choo is doing exactly? Because I feel like this just ain't working for me. What happened to the creepy lady that we saw? What happened? Like, I don't know. Maybe this is a Wendy Choo idea, but like, and you guys let me know. Do you guys feel this way too about Wendy Choo? It's not hitting for me. Doesn't feel the same. It doesn't do it for me. So let me know what you guys think. And I don't know. I love Wendy Choo. I've always liked Wendy Choo, but I've just not really liked the creepy sleeping gimmick. And we'll have to see what happens. But I'm going to say Kelani Jordan walks out, still champion, and Wendy Choo puts up a good fight. But it's just not enough for her to win the actual match. So, Wendy Choo losing, and we'll see somebody like Sol Ruca, somebody like that take the title off of Kelani Jordan. So, we talked about that. Now let's get to a heated rivalry. We'll take a break from these tag team matches, and let's talk about a rivalry between two guys that just were best friends, tag team champions, and we never saw this moment coming. Honestly, I never thought we'd see this actually happen, and I never thought we'd see these guys actually break up with and, do what they are doing to each other. It's Wesley, it's Zachary Wentz. I think that this match should be a Falls Count Anywhere, crazy stipulations, stuff like that. But also, we could very well just be seeing a matchup that we see them have a few of. They go out there and have a little rivalry. They start off with the singles match. And again, we still have NXT tonight. So these predictions, if you are listening after the show is live, obviously these predictions are coming out after, or I should say before NXT comes out. So after NXT comes out, if there is anything that changes, I will obviously give you my thoughts when we're here tonight watching and when we're playing 2K while we're simulating these matches. But Zachary Wentz, Wesley, gonna put on a show. It's gonna be a great match between two ex-best friends. And I'm gonna say for the first match, I'm gonna say Zachary Wentz gets the dub. And I'm gonna say that Wesley loses on his brand, on his pay-per-view. And he's not no more NXT. He's just another guy laying down on the mat. So Wesley gonna lose, and Zachary gonna get the win here to start the rivalry. Probably see another match at the next pay-per-view. See them continue on TNA, continue on NXT, and just go out there and just tear it down. So, Wesley, Zachary Wentz. It's going to be a great match. Now, let's talk about, we got two more matches to go. It is for the NXT Women's Championship. It's Roxanne Perez as she takes on Jada Parker for the NXT Championship match. So, obviously, Ava Raine set up that little gauntlet match. She set up that little thing that we saw, that little thing I said. We saw her set up the match and saw her set up what went down with and all the new superstars, the women that never got an opportunity at the Women's Championship before. And Jada Parker came out on top. And Jada Parker will now be taking on Roxanne Perez. So, Jada Parker, Roxanne Perez. It's going to be a very good match. I'm excited to see Jada Parker be put in this position because I do believe that at one point and in the next very few short years, we will see Jada Parker as an NXT champion. So it's not her time just yet, I think. Maybe. I'll say this is the one I'm least confident in because people have said and people keep making comments about Roxanne Perez. But when is it Roxy's time? I don't know. But what I think is going to happen, Jada's not going to win. We're going to see Roxanne Perez win. And then we saw somebody just finish off her career in her other company. But now she's going to be here. She's showing up to NXT at No Mercy. And it's Julia. Julia walks out after the match. She stares down Roxanne. And we fade to black. And we go into the main event. So, Roxanne wins. And we see the debut of Julia on NXT TV. And then we see what happens on the following Tuesday, the coming Tuesday. And we see what happens with them. And we see where they go from there. So, what do you guys think about me having, and what do you guys think about Julia returning? So, now let's do one more. And it's main event time. So, I want to see it in the chat from all my members. If you have not become a member, go and make sure you do that so you could use the same perks. You could use the same emotes and all that good stuff. So, guys, it's main event time. And that could only mean one thing. It means that we're going to be talking about, for the NXT Championship, it is Ethan Page taking on Mr. Joe Hendry. And if you say his name, he will appear. And oh, he is. He's appearing, that's right, at No Mercy. Joe Hendry in the main event. It's going to be a good one. But can I say this? Who would have thought that we would be seeing an ex-AEW superstar and a TNA superstar in the main event of a WWE PLE a few years ago? Not me. Because, guys, let's be real here. If it was not for Vince McMahon not being in charge, if it was not for the TKO and everything else like that, none of this would be possible right now. So, just wanted to take a minute to remember that, because we got to remember sometimes how lucky we are as wrestling fans that we are able to get the opportunity to do this, do that, watch these matches, and stuff like that, other than fighting and arguing about who our favorites and everything else, everything in between that. So, Joe Hendry, Ethan Page, guys, I want to say Joe Hendry wins. I really do. I really do. I do believe. I believe in Joe Hendry. But are you going to have a TNA guy win the match and then bring it to the other company? Very well could. I mean, I feel like we're going to be going back to WCW and Monday Night Raw days. And I don't know. So that's my only thing about Joe Hendry. If Joe Hendry was a full-time NXT superstar and he wasn't in TNA, I would say Joe Hendry in a second. So hopefully they put on a good match, fight each other, tear it down, some fall finishes, and everything that should be go down in a main event. But after it's all said and done, I'm going to say that Ethan Page keeps his title. He retains it. And Ethan Page walks out. Still, you're NXT champion. So, Ethan Page walking out, doing his thing in the main event. And maybe we see somebody come out, maybe a return, maybe somebody we saw earlier in the night. But Ethan Page will be still your champion, walking out of Denver at No Mercy. So, let's get to the chat. Let's see what you guys are all saying. And then we're going to say goodbye until we come back here at 7 o'clock for Bash in Berlin as we preview and we see what 2K decides on what will go down at these shows. So, like I said, we will be doing all 5 matches at Bash in Berlin. And then we will be doing Joe Hendry and Ethan Page. And we will also be doing Wesley taking on Zachary. So, Zachary and Wesley. And we will be doing Ethan Page and Joe Hendry. So, those 7 matches is what we will be doing here later on tonight at 7 o'clock. About 7:10 to be exact. And everything else like that. I gotta go shower and everything. You know, I gotta go and I gotta what's the word my hygiene. I gotta make sure my hygiene's up to code. You know, we don't want none of that. We don't want to be a smelly boy on the block. You know, so smelly guy on the block. So, guys, that is all that I have here for you, though. But let's get to the chat, and then we're gonna say goodbye. We got Temple in the house. What's up, Temple? He said Temple's Learning Tree. He's changed his name. I guess he's buying into the Learning Tree, guys. If adversity is ice cream, always put a cherry on top. I'm done with you. You're funny. What's up, Scarlett? We got Scarlett in the house. Scarlett, how you doing? Randy Orton is a 15-time world champion very soon. Possibly. I would not. Honestly, I wouldn't put it past him, and I would not be shocked at all. So, keep that in mind. We'll have to see if it happens. I would not mind it, though. Have you had your 5 a day today? Because you know I have. I'm so done with Temple. Temple, what's gotten into you, bro? We got Ava in the chat. She said, yeet. What's up, Ava? She said main event time. Yes, it is. I believe in Joe Hendry. You got to eat your five a day and shower every single. Yes, I got it. Oh, okay. I guess I got to get the 5 a day too, guys. So I'm going to go get that 5 a day, and I'm going to go take a shower and all that good stuff. But don't you worry, because we got one more episode here today. We got the NFL schedule release. If you have not yet, go check that out. So you know when we're going to be here all NFL season long and all winter long for the NFL season. We got this show right here. So if you have not yet, go back a little bit. Check out the preview show for Bash in Berlin. And then go back if you have not yet and check out the rest of the predictions for No Mercy. So we'll be back here tonight, guys, at 7 o'clock. As it's just me tonight because we usually do it with Willie, but Willie's going to skip this one. And Willie will be back for the next pay-per-view, which will be Bad Blood. So, Bash in Berlin, simulation tonight. Simulate the 5 matches, the 2 matches from No Mercy. And we're going to talk, chat, and all that good stuff. Just hang out. Because remember, we will not be live here tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday for Friday Night SmackDown. I know I'm missing a SmackDown. Don't yell at me. But we're traveling. We got to go do some fantasy football drafts in person. We got to do a couple things. So, I don't want to move any of the equipment. I got everything all finally set up, as you guys saw in the house tour. So, I don't want to do any of that shenanigans. So, we're just going to take a few day break. We'll have some shorts. We'll have the clipped videos of the matches from 2K and everything else like that. But thank you guys all for coming and hanging out earlier. Thank you for coming and hanging out today. This right now. Make sure you come and hang out here tonight to watch NXT, and we watch the simulation. So, thank you guys so much. Go follow all the social medias, become a member, go get yourself some merchandise on bonfire.com/Tino's Time. Let's give away today's MVP, and let's give it to our guy Temple's Learning Tree, as Temple's been here asking some good questions, all 40 minutes long. So, guys, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and I'll see you tonight in an hour and 19 minutes to be exact, as we simulate Bash in Berlin and a few matches from No Mercy. Deuces.